This is part 2 of my conversation with Laura. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, I recommend starting there. Let's pick up where we left off. Welcome to Unspoken Lives, the podcast that uncovers the powerful, untold stories of everyday people. The real stories you don't always hear, but ones that deserve to be told. I'm your host, Kelsey Billingsley. In each episode, we'll explore journeys of growth, resilience, and transformation. Conversations with guests who have faced challenges, embraced change, and discovered new purpose along the way. Through their stories, you'll find inspiration, hope, and a reminder that every life has a story worth telling. Let's dive into this next unspoken life. What role has fear played in your life, and how do you overcome it?
Motherhood.
Okay.
Right?
One word answer is enough.
Motherhood.
Yeah.
Because of the whole detachment with my actual mom and my dad and being raised by a different generation. I mean, your grandparents are like 2 generations behind you, right? I mean, that's a very old generation. And now add the Spanish generation to that, it's a whole different ball game.
Right.
And my grandmother, she didn't have a bank account. She didn't have her own. Just everything was based on what my grandfather could provide. And I knew she struggled with self-identity. And when motherhood came, I needed to make sure that my daughter knew her worth.
How'd you do that?
Self-affirmation, just making sure that she understands. And we do these little things in front of the mirror or at night or in the morning when we're getting ready. We're smart. We're beautiful. We love us. I'm enough. And then there's this whole other phrase that I've taught both kids. What we say, what we do, how we treat people matters. Make good choices. And I try to explain to the kids, I work with a lot of professionals. I work with physicians and scientists. I work with like top-notch folks. Right. But it doesn't matter how many credentials you have after your name. If you don't know how to treat people,
I
right?
agree completely.
Just be kind. Doesn't cost anything. So when I go to these parent-teacher conferences, obviously I want to know if they're being good students. But what's most important to me, I always ask, are they kind? Do they help, right? If they see another kid struggling, are they approaching them to try to be their friend? That's what's important to me.
Yeah.
The smarts will come. I was never book smart. My husband is. My husband is really, really smart. I was the kid that would need to study hardcore. And yes, I would ace the test, likely. But if you actually ask me questions later on about the test, I probably would have forgotten. But you ask Matt something like that happened 10 years ago from a textbook and he can quote it. Yes, I've never been book smart.
Yeah.
But I study hard.
Yeah.
And I got good grades.
Yep. I can tell. Kind of along those same lines, what has helped you to stay motivated during hard times?
I've always had this, I can't and won't give up. Maybe that's just how I came to be. But giving up is just not an option. So I've had many hard times in life, but giving up is just not an option. And now that I have kids, I mean, that's not an option at all. I mean, maybe before I could think about it, but now it's like, So what motivates me? My children, my family. And it's kind of like, I've come this far. Why stop now?
What's a misconception people often have about you or your story?
There are times when I don't have my badge on, or I could be just wearing regular clothes and perhaps not wearing slacks or heels, and they might think the help. And I always find it comic where folks assume that maybe I'm a nurse. And I'm thinking like, why can I not be a doctor? Yes, I'm not clinical, but I am an administrator and I'm one of the executives, and I've been able to work towards that.
Yeah.
But there's this, the labeling, I guess, because they don't expect a lot of Hispanic folks that came from a third world country to maybe succeed in certain fields.
Yeah.
I'll say this, not everyone in my family graduated from college. I'll give you an example, like my grandparents. I think my grandmother the highest grade that she finished was 5th grade, 8th grade, maybe 8th grade.
Okay.
And I want to say my grandpa did the same thing too. And then my grandpa worked factory jobs. But he ended up working as a silversmith, and he did beautiful art, and he ended up working for this Italian company. And I still have some of his work. He was a very talented artist. And then I see my daughter, who is very artistic, and I would like to think that those genes actually pass on. And my mom loves to paint, and she's a great painter. And I love to draw. I came from a family that did not get the highest degree, that didn't go to college. My mom went to college. She got her undergrad. You know, I took it to the next step, and I got my master's. And I kept taking the next step because I want my kids to see that. And my hope is that their generation gets better, you know? And just because we struggle or just because certain things were hard, I obviously don't want them to have an easy life. They need to actually know what it's like to go through a hard time, but I don't want them to suffer. I'm a firm believer that the purpose of life is not to survive it, but to thrive.
I like that. What do you do in those moments? You were talking earlier, if somebody doesn't realize you're an executive, if you don't have your badge on or something, what do you do in those moments?
I still help them.
I could tell.
I still help them. You know, some folks require the recognition. Some folks require the Mr., Mrs., as long as you're kind, I'll treat you the same way. Because you get to a point that you know your worth, right? I don't need to prove my worth. I think my husband told me one time, he's like, you don't have to prove yourself. You've arrived. I said, thanks, honey.
But I'm still.
I have arrived. You're right. So I don't have to prove my worth. And it's getting to a place in your career and your life where you're comfortable because you know who you are. You're content. My shift now is my family. We're entering the stage of our daughter is 10. And now friendships are getting a little problematic. And school is getting stressful. And the reading is too hard. And this and that. And the swimming is really competitive. And I'm entering this phase of life as well as with my kids where I need to start shifting my priorities to them. I've always been a social butterfly. I love hosting. I love having people at my house. I love bringing people together. That's my cup of tea. I consider myself glue. But lately, I'm starting to transition and telling myself that I've been glue for so long. And now I just want to be my family's glue. So I think I'm also just evolving as a person and as a mother. And I'm in my early 40s, right? Like, I'm not going to be the same person as I was in my 30s. So now I want to be my family's glue.
Can you expand a little more on, I mean, I think I understand what you mean by glue, but can you describe it in your own words?
Glue to me is someone that brings people together, that always makes sure that everyone is well taken care of, that no one feels left out, that you provide an environment where they feel that they belong. And I've done that throughout my life with social circles, work, team building, you know, the heartbeat of the team or the social circle, a place where they can gather. We've been hosting this Friendsgiving for 10 years. And just, it's been great. But like I said, you know, it's this year for some reason, I've been talking quite a bit with my husband about, I personally feel like I'm shifting and I'm entering this phase of, I've been enough glue for everyone else. I now want to be your guys' glue and my own glue.
It's hard to give so much of yourself all the time. Even if it's who you are, there might not be enough left for those closest to you.
100%. And I've been doing that for too long.
I think that takes a lot of courage.
To step away? Not
only step away, but to realize that in yourself and not just get exhausted.
Absolutely. I don't know, something shifted this year.
You don't know what it was? You just felt it? Or
recent experiences, recent certain friendships, the family's needs, you know, like all of us are growing up, right? Like we were not the same people that we were 5-10 years ago. And making sure that your environment is also a reflection of who you want to become. And my most important piece is my family. So every decision, every person that I bring to our circle, it has to be for the benefit and the good of the family.
Yeah.
And my marriage to my husband is so important. And there was this article that we read together many years ago. I think it was before having kids. And the article said the most important member of the family, it's not the child, the parents are. Because if that foundation is not right, it's like the foundation of a house, right? If you have a crappy foundation, your house is not going to last long.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're building this house, a house that's going to be strong. And eventually your kids will build onto the house with their future kids and, those generations that we talk about. And if that foundation is not strong, so my focus moving forward, my marriage, my kids.
Can you share some of the things you do to make that as your priority?
I love planning for the future. So Matt and I typically come up with these crazy ideas, but I was telling Matt, I'm like, we only take the kids to Peru, and that's kind of like their international trip.
Right.
And because kids think that money is nothing, my daughter said, well, Peru doesn't count as an international trip because that's where grandpa lives and that's where the family lives. And I'm like, kid, you know how much money a plane ride is? So I remember like around April, May time, I was telling Matt, I'd love to go to like Europe. And the kids have been just bringing up Disney. And I'm like, not yet. Yeah. You guys are too young. I just don't think you guys are ready. And then someone mentioned, oh, we just went to Disney Paris. I'm like, I had no idea that Paris had a Disney, and it's a fraction of what the Disney in Orlando is.
But it's in Paris.
But it's in Paris. I'm like, okay, wait. So I can take him to a park, see a castle, see the mouse, and still be in Paris. And I could take a train and I can be in London in a couple of hours. So that's what we're doing in a couple of weeks.
That's exciting. Do they know?
No.
Okay.
They're going to find out during Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So when you ask me what do I do towards that, I start planning things with Matt. I started planning for future memories to strengthen us as a family.
Yeah.
I can only remember one vacation that I did with my mom and my stepdad. And I had never been on a plane with my mom until just a few weeks when I took her to New Orleans for her birthday.
Okay.
And that's just 2.
Yeah.
And I'm 42.
Yeah.
I want my kids to have so many that they don't remember how many.
Right. This kind of falls into what you were saying earlier about generations.
Yes.
Doing things. I mean, obviously your mom was great, but doing things that maybe you didn't get to have when you were young with her.
I didn't get to have experiences. So the experiences were limited. And then I was off on my own.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun in my early years, but now that I have my family, it's just building on those experiences.
If you had to describe your journey in 3 words, what would they be?
Exciting, painful, and rewarding.
I feel like maybe rewarding wouldn't be there if you didn't have
the pain.
Yeah. What does happiness look like to you now compared to earlier in your life?
Now is obviously my family and what I get to be for them so they can be fulfilled. I want them to know what love is. Where before, for me, it was just about me. I was happy if I got the trip. I was happy if I went on a date with that boy. I was happy if I got to go on, whatever I wanted at the time.
Right.
But now it's not about me. So my happiness surrounds just knowing that my family is happy, knowing that I've changed a stranger's life, perhaps for the better. I love to help people.
Yeah, I can tell.
I really, really do. I'm just a believer that if I'm able to help, I should help. Right? Kind of like those billionaires. If you have that much money, donate, build, help people that can't, that don't have the resources to thrive.
Yeah.
And I've been given this opportunity, if I have a need for a position and if they qualify, then I'm going to invite them to interview. And if they do a good job and they demonstrate that they can do the job, then I'm going to give them the opportunity to prove themselves. And I've been able to do that just throughout my career, being able to help people. It's fulfilling. And that also sends a good message to my kids because, oh my gosh, those kids, they observe us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They watch.
They hear everything.
We have like this little dumb rule. We don't say shut up. We say please and we say thank you. And it's those.
I don't find that a dumb rule.
Well, you go into some houses and you hear like, shut up, shut up. Right. And my kids are like, oh my gosh, they're saying shut up. I'm like, I know, but that's not what we say.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why. I've never liked, there are certain words for me that just carry a negative, hurtful weight.
Yep.
And for some reason, that word shut up has always had this negative, heavy weight. And I'm like, ew, no, I'm never saying that to anyone. I don't care if you like them.
Yeah.
And I also have this thing of like the word hate. You know, kids are kids. Yep. So like Elena came home the other day and she's like, I hate this. And I said, where did you pick that up? And I said, hate is a very powerful word, just like love is. So if you're going to hate something, make sure that you also say how much you love something. It's, you know, it's just, they carry a lot of weight.
Yep. I like that. It's funny, growing up for me, shut up was an S word. I always thought it was, I literally thought it was a curse word. Because that's what my
cringe
family
when I
told
hear
me.
like, I'm like, ew, where are your manners?
Yeah. And hate, my kids think is also a curse word. So I'm right there with you. If you could go back and talk to little Laura, you know, when she was living with your grandparents, what would you say to her if you could go back and talk to her right now?
Don't be afraid. You won't be alone for too long.
Did you feel alone a lot?
Yes. Yeah. Quite a bit. For a long time.
Yeah. Do you get those feelings now ever? I know you're married with kids, but do those feelings ever creep back in?
No. I mean, maybe sometimes, but I think that's just a little bit of self-esteem when I doubt myself. But for the most part, I have a really good, strong circle of friends, especially a couple of friends here in Frisco that are just phenomenal. Always there for me.
Yeah.
And the ones back home that I told you about, just great. And it's the older you get, you truly understand it's not about quantity, but about quality, right?
Yeah.
And boy,
you found the quality.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And this whole year has been, like I told you, just shifting priorities. I don't need to be the glue to bring everyone together for the gatherings.
Yeah.
Right? I just need to be the glue for me.
Yeah.
And my family.
It's true. I feel like I need to hear that. Probably a lot of us do. Well, I've gone through a lot of the questions that I wanted to ask you. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to share, whether it's a story or advice or anything that you have on your mind.
It's been challenging, but in the best way, everything that has been thrown to me. Just because I feel that every challenge has nurtured me, developed me, made me a better person, a better listener, a better friend, a better wife, a better mom. I'm still trying to figure out that mom piece. I mean, right?
I think we will always.
I mean, I remember telling myself, I'm never going to do that when I'm a mom because my mom, you know, and my mom and I would get into these explosive arguments and I would always say, I would never argue with my daughter. And oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just happens. I think for me right now, it's just navigating motherhood. I love what I do for a living, job-wise, and just challenging myself for the next step in my career.
Yep.
But making sure that every decision that I make ties to where my family needs to be. Not taking the next job because it's giving you 3 times the salary and everything that you hoped for and dreamed of. But that it gives you the security and not financially necessarily, but what your family needs to thrive.
Right.
And that we stay together as a unit. That's most important for me right now.
Yeah. Well, I can tell just by talking with you that you're living that for your kids. I guarantee you they see it. You and your husband are a great example for them just by the way you're speaking. So
we try.
Yeah.
We try to do like that. I mean, like every family, we have the routine, right? Like the Monday through Thursday, we do this and do that and do that. We're in bed by 8:30. And then on Friday, we typically go out to dinner with the family. And then on Saturday, every other Saturday, we try to do date night or go out with friends and do something. But like I said, lately, I'm just like, I just want to be with them all the time. And I'm sure I'm going to need a break after we come back from that 2 weeks in Europe. But for now, that's just where my heart is.
Yeah. Yeah. And you should listen to that.
Yeah.
I think when your heart or your body's telling you something, it's for a reason.
My body and my mind and my heart have told me you've done enough. Now go focus on your family.
I like that. Well, I mean, I love everything you've shared today. I
Thank
know whether it's advice or just hearing your story, I know there's someone out there who needs to hear it right now. I mean, there were so many things that I resonated with, speaking about motherhood and all of that. So I just want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thanks to Beth.
Yeah, thanks to Beth for the introduction. I mean, I had asked her, I shared the heart behind the podcast, and I was like, do you know anybody? And you just came to mind instantly. So yeah, that was great. And now I see why. So
she's a good listener. I remember when she was asking me, she had all these questions. I'm like, okay, Beth.
Should have had her do the interview.
I know, I remember she had all these questions about like how I got here. And I do remember that was one of like our first interactions. Yeah.
Well, I think people need to do more of that, as long as people are willing to share. I think people need to.
But you're right. More. You sit by the stranger, and they probably have this magnificent life about, gosh, beating the odds or obstacles, and they're still here. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I work full time, do this on the side, and I was nervous to share it with my work. And I finally just did when I launched it. And I went to this work conference. I was nervous what everyone was going to say. I just didn't know. And I had 3 different individuals come up to me and tell me these stories that I never knew about. I mean, I was there for work, but they ended up telling me these life stories, and I just felt so much more connected to them. So that's really the purpose behind it.
I think what you're doing is amazing, because we live in this social media nightmare.
Yeah.
Where what you see is either fake.
Yes.
It could be real. You just don't know. But there's so much fluff to it.
Yeah.
And having that interaction with actual people talking.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually building relationships.
People don't talk anymore.
Yeah.
People don't talk.
It's true.
We don't call each other anymore. We just text. I'm like, just pick up the phone.
To end it, I just want to thank you. I know it took us a while. I know you're busy.
No, I really appreciate you doing this.
So I appreciate your time and
this is very therapeutic for folks like me, just so you know, because I'm sure there's another person out there that wishes to just share his or her story, and just being able to have someone that's curious and just learn about them. It was therapeutic. So
good.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for this episode of Unspoken Lives. If today's story moved you, inspired you, or made you reflect on your own journey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next powerful conversation. I'm always on the lookout for new guests. If you know someone with a story that deserves to be shared, I'd love to hear from you. Check the show notes for contact details, and make sure to follow along on social media at Unspoken Lives Podcast. Until next time, keep listening, keep sharing, and remember, every life has a story worth telling.